Mysteria had investigated 41 cases in 6 years. She had walked into hotel rooms where men died smiling. She had unraveled dead men who were never dead. She had followed trails built specifically for her mind. In every single one of those cases, she was the one watching. On the morning of May 12th, that changed forever. The envelope was on her doorstep at 5:47 in the morning. No stamp, no postmark. Hand-delivered, sometime in the night, by someone who didn't want to be seen. Inside, a single photograph of herself, taken just yesterday, from behind. On a street she had walked, alone. On the back, one line, written in black ink. "I have been watching you longer than you have been watching me." Her phone rang before she could even process it. Unknown number. She answered. 4 seconds of silence. Then a voice, low, unhurried, frighteningly calm. "The man from the envelope is dead. His name was Felix Carr. He was trying to reach you. We stopped him." A pause. "You have 6 hours, Agent Mysteria. After that, the next photograph will be of someone you trust." The line went dead. She stood in her doorway in the gray morning light. And for the first time in 6 years, she felt it. That cold, specific feeling of being watched. She picked up her notebook. 6 hours, she said quietly. "Then let's begin." The parking structure on the west side of the city. The same one from Case 3, where Sarah Matthews had driven and disappeared. Mysteria noticed that immediately. She wrote it down before she even stepped out of the car. Felix Carr was 49 years old, a former intelligence analyst, now running his own private security firm. He'd been found at the base of the stairwell. No struggle, no defensive wounds. He had simply fallen. Except the angle was wrong for a fall. Felix Carr had been positioned after death, composed, just like every crime scene she had ever walked into. She crouched beside the body at her exact habitual height, and saw it immediately. A small piece of paper, folded twice, tucked beneath his watch strap, placed there for her. She opened it. 3 words. He knew Dewan. Felix Carr had spent 4 months building a file, not for a client, for himself. The subject, an operation that studied how certain investigators reasoned, then engineered situations to steer their conclusions toward outcomes that served someone else entirely. Mysteria thought about Case 1, a conviction her verdict had sealed. She thought about Case 2, a case that conveniently collapsed to separate prosecution the moment she closed it. She thought about Case 3, where she had been the unwitting instrument in someone else's plan. Someone had been reading her work since the hotel case first made her name. Felix had found them 6 months ago. He'd been trying to warn her for 3. Last night he had finally gotten close. Mysteria did not go to Dewan. Not yet. Instead, she went back through every case she had worked beside him. Case 1. He had known she was at the hotel before she'd even called it in. Case 2. He arrived 12 minutes before the alert went out. Case 3. He had suggested the district. Not an address, just the district. She pulled his financial records. It took 3 hours, and what she found didn't make her angry. It made her deeply, profoundly sad. Dewan had a daughter, 23 years old, a condition diagnosed 18 months ago. Treatment, experimental, expensive, far beyond what standard insurance would cover. 11 months ago, his account received the first of a series of anonymous transfers, small enough to avoid automatic flags, regular enough to feel like a salary. He had been on their payroll for 11 months, feeding them information about Mysteria after every single case. Not because he wanted to, because someone had told him, simply and clearly, that if he didn't cooperate, the payments would stop, and his daughter's treatment would stop with them. Mysteria called him to the same stairwell. He arrived in 18 minutes. That was fast. He'd been waiting for her call. "How long?" she asked. A long silence. 11 months, he said. Mysteria, I know about your daughter, she said quietly. I know about the treatment. I know about the transfers. He reached into his jacket and pulled out a small drive. Everything, he said. Every transfer, every contact, every instruction. I've been copying it for 2 months. I was going to give it to you. I just needed more time. She looked at the drive in his hand. She thought about Felix Carr's note. He knew Dewan, not an accusation, a warning. 90 minutes, she said. That's what we have left. The drive named 6 people: a retired judge, a senior prosecutor, 2 corporate executives, a police commissioner, all compromised, all feeding the same operator. Mysteria cross-checked the parking structure's ownership filing against the names on the drive. One match, a name she already knew. Clara Voss, the same Clara Voss whose apartment had been found recently vacated the night Sarah Matthews disappeared. The same Clara Voss everyone, including Sarah, believed had fled the country. She hadn't. Her passport hadn't been used once since that night. The empty apartment had been theater, nothing more. Mysteria pulled the photograph from Case 3, the single line left on Clara's counter. You are exactly where I need you to be. She had read that as a message from one friend to another. It wasn't only that. Clara Voss had been quietly studying Mysteria's reasoning since the hotel case first made the news. A data analyst by trade, an information broker by calling. When Sarah came to her, frightened and out of options, Clara helped her. 15 years of friendship made that real, but she also saw the opportunity sitting inside it. Steering her oldest friend's plan meant steering Mysteria's investigation, too. Deepening a study she had already been running for 2 cases. Sarah never knew. She believed she had used Mysteria once, cleanly, for a cause she believed in. She had no idea her own friend had been using both of them. Mysteria called it in with 41 minutes remaining. Clara Voss was intercepted at a private airfield on the edge of the city. A bag already packed, a new identity already prepared. She had been ready to vanish again, for real this time, the moment she suspected Mysteria might reach her first. She had. The 6 names were arrested over the following weeks. Dewan submitted a full confession. Mysteria's statement noted that in 11 compromised months, he had never once let an innocent person come to harm, and that the drive he finally handed over had broken the entire operation. Sarah Matthews was informed separately, in private. Some betrayals don't need to be delivered as headlines. That night, Mysteria sat at her desk with Felix's photograph in front of her, herself, from behind, on a street she'd never thought to watch. She turned it over, read the line one more time. I have been watching you longer than you have been watching me. She picked up her pen and wrote beneath it. Not anymore. Somewhere in the city, a phone rang in a room she had never been to. She found Clara, a voice said. A long pause. Good, the voice on the other end replied. Calm. Unhurried. That confirms what I needed to know. A click, then one more line. Let her rest. Case 5 comes when she isn't looking for it. The line went dead. 4 cases. 4 impossible puzzles, and the 4th one taught Agent Mysteria something the others hadn't, that being watched and being known are not the same thing. Agent Mysteria. Case 4. Closed. Case 5 begins when she isn't looking for it.